Hello. Welcome back. So today I'm still learning about Python. So today is about introduction to I think importing data or something like that. So let's see. Uh, Still, the more I learn, the more I get confused, right? So let's see. Still not giving up so quickly. Enjoy the music. I'll just sort off my mouth microphone, which will basically sort of my mouth as well, right?
The toy is activated. The toy is activated.
No kid. You and I have just become the first four-wheeled motorcycle team in history.
The toy is activated.
We've seen a number of ways to read, print, and import flat files. As a data scientist, you will most often wish to use pandas. However, it was important to check out all the possible ways to import because you never know when they'll be useful. In the next chapter, we'll see just how useful pandas can be when attempting to import a variety of other file types, such as Excel spreadsheets, along with native SAS and Stata files. It's also important to remember that, due to the active development community in open source software, there is constant activity in file formats and ways to import data. For example, on March 29, 2016, Wes McKinney, the creator of Pandas, and Hadley Wickham of R development fame, announced a new and fast on-disk format for data frames for R and Python called Feather. As data frames are one of the most important data structures for data scientists, let's definitely keep our eyes on Feather. After learning to import many other file types in the next chapter, you'll learn how to interact with relational databases in Python. Then, in the second part to this course, you'll learn how to tear all types of data down from the web and how to interact with APIs to fulfill your big data fix. These are all essential techniques for the modern day data scientist to master, and the upcoming chapters and course will place you in good stead to becoming an importing data ninja Pythonista. Now that you've mastered the art of importing flat files in Python, it's time to check out a number of other file types that you will find yourself needing to work with as a data scientist. In this chapter, you'll learn how to import Excel spreadsheets, which professionals from all disciplines use to store their data. You'll also gain familiarity with importing MATLAB, SAS, and Stata files, all of which are commonplace. You'll also learn how to import HDF5 files, and you'll actually import an HDF5 file containing data from the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory project that provided empirical support for Einstein's theory of gravitational waves in 2016. HDF5 files are becoming a more prevalent way to store large datasets, as demonstrated by the fact that the LIGO researchers used it to store their data. Another file type you'll learn about in this chapter is that of a pickled file. This is a file type native to Python. The concept of pickling a file is motivated by the following. While it may be easy to save a NumPy array or a pandas data frame to a flat file, there are many other data types such as dictionaries and lists for which it isn't obvious how to store them. Pickle to the rescue. If you want your files to be human readable, you may want to save them as text files in a clever manner. JSONs, which you will see in a later chapter, are appropriate for Python dictionaries, for example. If, however, you merely want to be able to import them into Python, you can serialize them, aka pickling them. All this means is converting the object into a sequence of bytes or byte string. As this is a course in importing data in Python, you'll learn how to import files that have already been pickled. As you've done before, when opening such a file, you'll want to specify that it's read-only. You'll also want to specify that it's a binary file, meaning that it's computer readable and not human readable. To specify both read-only and binary, you'll want to pass the string RB as the second argument of open. You'll then dive headfirst into Excel spreadsheets, the use of which is so widespread that they need next to no introduction at all. An Excel file generally consists of a number of sheets. There are many ways to import Excel files, and you'll use pandas to do so, because it produces data frames natively, which is great for your practice as a data scientist. As you can see in this example, you can use the function Excel file to assign an Excel file to a variable data. As an Excel file consists of sheets, the first thing to do is to figure out what the sheets are. Now this is straightforward with the command data.sheetnames. To then load a particular sheet as a data frame, you need only apply the method parse to the object data with a single argument, which is either the name as a string or the index as a float of the sheet you wish to load. Pandas is clever enough to know if you're telling it the sheet name or the index. You'll also learn how to customize your spreadsheet import in order to skip rows, how to import only certain columns, and how to change the column names. Now that's enough from me. It's now time to get your hands dirty with pickled files and Excel spreadsheets. Enjoy.
jazz club. Really flying the music. Okay. And it's so packed in here. The band sounds great.
Is there anybody in there? Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there? Is there anybody home?
There are many statistical software packages out there, and although you may not need to do so all the time, it will be important for you as a working data scientist to be able to import these files into your Python environment. The most common examples are SAS, which is an acronym for Statistical Analysis System, and Stata, which is a contraction of Statistics and Data. The former is used a great deal in business analytics and biostatistics, while the latter is popular in academic social sciences research, such as economics and epidemiology. SAS files are important because SAS is a software suite that performs advanced analytics, multivariate analysis, business intelligence, data management, predictive analytics, and is a standard for statisticians to do computational analysis. The most common SAS files have the extensions .stas7bdat and .sas7bcat, which are dataset files and catalog files respectively. You'll learn how to import the former as data frames using the function sas7bdat uppercase from the package sas7bdat lowercase. In this case, you can bind the variable file to a connection to the file urbanpop.sas7bdat in a context manager. Within this context, you can assign to a variable dfsas the result of applying the method toDataFrame to file. Stata files have extension DTA, and we can import them using pandas. We don't even need to initialize a context manager in this case. We merely pass the file name to the function readStata and assign it to a variable just like this. In the following exercises, you'll gain invaluable experience at importing these important file formats in Python as pandas data frames and then seeing what was inside them. Now it's your turn. Happy importing!
Yo, Opal Mist, what's going on, man?
Just checking out the gang.
Yeah. Not much of a gang, but you know, you and I, we can save the world.
If we truly believe in ourselves.
But yeah, my mom always said I was special, so I think we got a good shot there. Uh, um, I was just reading this one study about how if Bitcoin can be predicted from Twitter messages or tweets, I guess. And it was also studying like the effect of the Twitter bots on the Bitcoin price and all that. And the outcome was it can be predicted. The Bitcoin price can be predicted from Twitter, as social media and just in general media does drive the Bitcoin price in general.
Right, so keywords, sentiment analysis, context analysis, and things like that, and then evaluating that all against a thing. Huh.
It was.
Well, I
it was
suppose
saying.
Was it reflective of the general economy as well?
No, it was only on cryptocurrency. It was like, you know, those. It was just like a study, a research paper, and it was saying it was the opposite direction for some of the other cryptocurrencies, where the price determined the amount of messages on Twitter, but it was saying Bitcoin can be predicted, but you know it wasn't he didn't see that big of a correlation there. So he was like, future study, there could be trading strategies implemented based on that. But the limitations were that with the trading platforms, the trading cost would have to go into consideration, and you know, it's just not where it's supposed to be.
I would be critical, not necessarily suspicious or like thinking, oh no, that's bullshit, but I would be looking very carefully at their methodology, whether it was scientific methodologically,
of course,
scientifically sound, because statistics and numbers can be very easily and quite subtly misunderstood, misinterpreted, misrepresented.
Of course. Yeah, I personally wouldn't rely on that and just try and implementing a strategy on that. It's just not what the stuff I'm interested in. More so, like I was just interested to see if there was a Twitter sentiment that could, that could affect the price of Bitcoin, which this guy says there could be.
Yeah, because for like what I was trying to get at before, I mean, I understand this is what the case, as you said, but if they said, well, okay, here we go. We plugged in our AI and looked at Twitter, and we're able to predict the rise and fall of Bitcoin. Oh, this is what it's good at doing. It's good at predicting Bitcoin. But what it might have really been doing is looking at the market at a whole and then predicting the market, not just Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin and the market are related, not an impossible thing, then that could be what it's actually predicting, the market, not Bitcoin itself.
I see.
And that would be a matter of interpretation of the statistics.
Yeah.
Hello.
But yeah, if that's here, that's whatever. But
it was specifically
there are
looking
at I keep on talking and go on.
It was specifically looking at the top 9 cryptocurrencies in the market, and I think it was specifically looking for those names. But the study was too long; I couldn't read all of it. Honestly, I got bored.
Hello, I have a doubt.
What's up, Rush?
You guys ever worked on? Fine. You guys ever worked on Discord.py?
No, but we were having a conversation.
Okay. Do you know what is the meaning of SSH?
Yes, it's to remote connect to a different server.
It stands for
It's
secure
so
shell.
a guy is telling me that he need um SSH command for his Discord bot. What does it mean?
I've never worked with
Uh,
Discord bots. Do you know, Opal?
well, if he's talking about SSH, what that is essentially doing is a remote terminal. You connect over the internet in a supposedly secure fashion
Or local.
to or local. Yes, I do it all the time. Locally at my machines here at home. To like if you typing in like PowerShell or the Linux terminal or something like that, it's like you're working remotely over a text-based command line environment. That's what that's talking about. However, if he's talking about SSH in the context of Discord bots, usually you can write commands on the bot software to accept commands over Discord. So, thus negating really the need for secure shell. I mean, it would only come into play if you weren't hosting the bot yourself and you had a server online somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I was
that
gonna
you were
say.
then connecting into.
Also, the
Um,
he's saying the bot must send over Discord SSH command Linux defined CMDs over my script like SSH webcon say nice world or SSH wipe over my script is equal to gamers.sh. I need only
I,
an beginning that
I
I
can't
can.
understand a word. I'm sorry, I can't understand your sentences. I can understand occasional words. Basically,
Can you?
unless if you're hosting your Discord bot off-site, like somewhere remote, then SSH might be useful. If you're just hosting your Discord bot yourself at home,
Okay,
it
so
might help to know
basically,
what SSH. It
So
might
who is
help to
this
know what
guy?
SSH.
Who is this guy,
he's
and why can't we just tell this guy the answer?
actually he's means he will pay me money for this.
I see.
What I
Is it
And how
what I
much?
suggest you do is run a Google search asking what is SSH, and then you will
oh,
understand what it's for.
uh
Wait. So I'm
wait,
curious. I'm curious where you found this guy who pays you money to build Discord bots,
freelancer.
and how much is he paying you?
Uh, it's not decided yet, but yeah, when I will show him a demo and then I will ask him for money for the token, and if he
How
will give
much
me
are you
money,
asking him for this?
um, I cannot reveal it.
What do you mean you can't reveal it? If I'm doing part of the work, I should know how much you're getting paid.
Okay, wait.
Or Opal missed in this sense. If he's doing part of the work, then he should know how much you're getting paid. Dude, is it $100, $250, $25? What is it? It's not that confidential, I believe. You're anonymous here.
It's $10.
$10? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, look up SSH, dude. Have you heard of Integromat?
Wait, it is related. Does it relate it to means VPS or something like that? Means
So are you trying to learn how to host a Discord bot? Is that your question?
no. Uh, I was asking that is SSH is related to VPS or this type of things? Means
Not
hosting.
really. Sort of. It's in the realm of internet security, of network security, but it's not the same thing.
You can connect to your VPS through SSH, right, Opal? I don't know what VPS is. Virtual Private Server. Is that like any virtual machine?
Uh,
virtual.
Yes, actually. So I thought you said thought you were talking about VPN. Yeah, you would use SSH in a virtual in a remote if you're connecting to a remote computer in a terminal text-based environment. Then yes, SSH would be the thing that you do it over.
Just look up how to do SSH. Do you have a VPS right now, Rushar?
No, but I have a way to do free hosting, and it is kind of fast.
You have a what?
Means I have a trick to do free hosting. Um,
You have a what? Sorry.
free hosting.
But you're just
I mean,
telling me about the price of it. Like, do you have a machine running? Or what does that mean?
No, actually, I visited a website and it provides free
And what is that
hosting.
website called?
Hello.
hello.
What are you guys
Um,
talking about?
Rappel.it.
We're trying to explain Rushar what an SSH is. You got your answer, Rushar, or
Uh, no.
okay.
Just Google what is SSH.
Yeah, that would be a good place to start. Because it sounds like you don't really know what you're looking for, and it's tough for us to like kind of know what you're looking for. So
Actually, I created many Discord bots and I am means developer in many servers which have over 800 plus members. But this is the first time I heard about SSH. So
I
means
mean
it is
SSH.
kind of
Do you
weird.
know what SSH means now?
No.
SSH is not directly related to Discord bots.
It is. It is something. It is just a general term, general thing you use to connect to remote servers or local servers, just different servers than your local machine.
Okay.
So you connect to my terminal from your terminal using SSH. You can connect to my terminal and use my terminal, use my computer for this sense, with the SSH command on your terminal.
So do you think that Discord bot is related to it? Means
So
this
if
It's
you're
not related
hosting the,
necessarily.
means
how do you usually deploy or host your Discord bot? What do you do usually? You put it to
uh,
a website, right? Or
yeah,
something.
it's VPS related things.
So why is this guy asking for an SSH? So he can maintain the Discord bot, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so.
So tell him, hey, why don't you buy the virtual computer? I'll send you the Discord bot and you can deploy it and
Wait,
solve it
I
that
will.
way, maybe.
Wait, I will tell you a screenshot and then you can say me what I should tell him. Wait.
I want $5 if I tell you what you should tell him.
Nice.
I think that's only fair. What do you
Okay.
think, Opalmist? We can split it $2.5.
I'm not interested.
Lol. You are very greedy person.
For
Well,
not
I would
being
have to
interested,
disagree with that.
I beg
I
your
would have
pardon.
to disagree with that.
Okay,
That
wait.
doesn't make me greedy. That makes you greedy if you're expecting other people to do your work where you get paid
No,
for.
I'm not. I'm not expecting that the people do my work, but
Well, that's what you were asking.
they help me
How
to
to answer to
understand
that?
what does SSH mean. I will
No, we
make
can
the full
explain
bot
you what
myself.
SSH is.
Okay.
Dude,
There's
here's what happened. We did explain you what SSH is. You refused to kind of think about it, and you're concentrated on how he can satisfy this guy. and you're right now asking how to respond to this guy right now.
Yes, so responding doesn't means that you did my work, because it is all about coding Discord bot on
All right. All right,
my
here's what we
PC.
do. You keep your $2.5 and you answer the guy yourself. I think that strategy will work the best.
Greedy person.
Well, that's disrespectful now. How does that make me greedy if I don't answer this guy for you? That makes
No,
you greedy if you expect
no.
me to do
If you
it.
do not answer it, it do not makes you greedy. But if you are
Yeah, I'm
asking
just
for,
not gonna answer it.
yeah, it's okay.
By the way, I remember I've helped you before with your code, so
So what can I do?
it's
Google.
interesting how you would call me greedy for
No,
asking for
you are
$2.5
eh,
of the profit that you're making. It's just a joke, man. It's whatever.
He's winding you up, Russia. He's been winding you up. Google is your friend. I mean, Google's an evil mega corporation these days, but for the purposes of this conversation, Google is your friend.
Or Baidu. Use Baidu.
Straight to jail.
Is that what it is? Do you go to jail for using it? Probably not.
No, as in like you straight to jail for suggesting it.
Oh. I see.
Spartan, is someone rearranging your kitchen with a baseball bat?
Yeah, not with the baseball, but
A
I
cricket
just
bat?
increased the sensitivity. Now it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds alright.
Hockey stick?
So I've been thinking about this a little bit. Opal, what do you think the best way to learn a new framework is? Especially with the JavaScript frameworks.
I wouldn't be able to speak to the JavaScript frameworks. My go-to YouTube and reading the documentation, experimenting with bits at an atomic level, and
Do you think
building
it's
up
more...
my
I'm
knowledge
sorry.
from there.
Do you think it's more
Yeah.
worth to just complete all that before jumping into an application and learning it on the spot? Like for an educational tutorial kind, like not even a tutorial. Tutorials don't really.
I think it demystifies a lot of it. You can experiment with things as you go, but you just work through the manual and
Like
fiddle with
20%
all the
to
individual
80%.
and then fiddle with the individual parts as you go, which can involve doing essentially a hello world of that module. That's getting the basic stuff up first and then experimenting with the other pieces that come underneath it.
Well, what frameworks are you familiar with? Django and Flask, I'm guessing.
No.
Which ones?
No, I've worked with Kivy a little bit.
Kivy? Is that Python?
Yes.
How do you spell
Yes.
it? K-I-B-Y?
K-I-B-Y, yes. It's a touch-based GUI thing.
Touch-based?
It uses Java as a back-end sort of thing behind the scenes when it's working on a phone or a tablet.
So is it,
but it can work on
sort of
PC
like
as well.
a Dreamweaver?
It's essentially app development. Phone and tablet app development, touch-based GUI.
According to the
Touch-based meaning, what does that mean?
Like, as in you touch your screen and it registers that you're touching your screen.
So it's like Dreamweaver, like drag and drop style?
It can do that sort of thing, yes.
I see.
It's basically a GUI library.
I see.
I've worked with that. I've worked a little bit with Twisted. I'm not very good at it, but I have to follow the manual a lot of the times while I'm writing things. I don't necessarily absorb everything that I learn, and I atrophy a lot after I stop using it for a while. So I have to keep referring back to the manual a lot, but at least I tend to be familiar with the sorts of things that are around, and so then I can research it faster in the future if I need to, because I know it's there. I just need to look it up.
So did you attempt to learn these for educational purposes, or have you actually used them to build something?
I've used them to build. I've used Kiwi to make toys. I did have a major project in mind, which was a chat client for another website, but that's sort of fallen by the wayside a bit, really.
And have you ever worked on...
Mostly for my own entertainment, not for anything, professional.
So have you ever worked in any open source projects that involve people you've met on this Discord, or just in general involve people you haven't met?
Nope.
Is that something interesting to you, or?
It would depend on the project, maybe. It's not something I go looking for.
Like, depend on the project, meaning like if it's of interest to you, or like what are your guidelines in choosing a project like that? Its benefits
don't
to the
really
world,
have
or?
guidelines, given that's not a thing that I've really done.
Like, would you consider working on a project just for the sake of working with other people? You said no, right? Yeah.
I didn't say that I wouldn't, just that I haven't. And if I were to, it would have to be a project that interests me, that I find interesting.
And then
generally speaking.
So would you require this project to have a potential business model behind it, or would it, would
No.
you work on something just for fun?
I would work on something.
I feel the same way. But when there's ideally there is no business model behind it, because it's just a bunch of random anonymous people you meet online. If there's a business model behind it, you could get screwed over. So
I
just
do
for
Python
fun?
I do Python for my own enjoyment. I don't do it to make money. Making money out of it would be stressful, and it would sap a lot of the fun out of it, and then I wouldn't enjoy it. And if I'm not enjoying it, then my brain won't work. And if my brain isn't working, then I can't code. So it's a bit self-defeating.
I'm more interested in these kind of projects when there's a potential business model behind it. So like, just a system with no potential for any business, still fun, but it's more interesting if there's potential for business behind it, to me.
I'm not ruling out any. I wouldn't necessarily rule it out altogether. If the right project came along and it had a business model behind it, well, maybe. But I don't really see that as a likely. I think I would enjoy things more that have some form of scientific contribution to the world, things like, for example, folding at home or something, in that realm of, scientific and humanitarian advancement of technology and stuff like that.
Of course. But then ideally it sustains itself. But I guess not. Really.
Business is a way of a project maintaining itself. Finance isn't a completely irrelevant factor in many of these things. I get that.
But it would
not
definitely
everyone
build
has sponsors or patrons.
It would definitely build a trust relationship between the parties if you were to initially work on a project with no business side whatsoever. That you spend a good amount of time
Maybe.
and effort in, and then talking about different ideas would definitely build some
Maybe.
sort of a trust relationship.
Maybe, but I think that could also. I think in general, a project. I mean, I could be wrong about this. This is just a bit of a guess. I reckon that if a project is going to be financial, then it should be financial. If it's not going to be financial, then it shouldn't be financial. For something to not be financial and then to be financial, I think smacks of an unprofessionalism.
I mean, think about Reddit, let's say. Do you think they started off Reddit to make money out of it?
I don't
think so. I don't think so. Like the guy, I somewhat know the story. Like they were struggling with their classes or something, so they wanted an open platform where people just talk about everything, like just everything. But actually, the guy graduated from the college I went to, University of Virginia, and then like Facebook, that didn't to make money, you know. It started off as like a way to meet girls or whatever. Like I don't know this. I don't remember the specific reason for that, but usually I feel like these big projects.
It was a college-based thing, I think.
Yeah, it was a college-based.
Like a college director.
Yeah, exactly. And then they saw the potential of making money after it was built. Like, but many of these projects, I don't think the intention is to make money and just immediately come up with a money plan with these big ones. Like, obviously, the other smaller stuff, like Amazon, definitely started to make money.
Smaller stuff like Amazon.
So I think, I think a project could start off. That's why I call it a potential business model. Like, that's how I view stuff.
Yeah. You could be right.
Like, I start off as like, hey, let's start building this. By the way, there's a potential business model which you can do this. Another business model, you can do this, that, whatever. If we want to, we can turn it into a business. But it sounds fun to build. It would be a good experience.
Shashank, your noise suppression isn't suppressing all the noise, or you're breathing. Oh, okay. I could hear him typing. It's like an earthquake or something like that. You know, the rumble, low rumble. I need to train the noise suppression on keyboard noise more or something. Or tweak the algorithm, because I don't think I get the active noise cancellation. I just get the sort of passive algorithm.
2013
what does that mean?
Python and HDF5 by Andrew
Well,
Collette.
the
In
crisp
the Python
noise suppression, I don't get that on my phone. I try to turn it on, and then it turns off.
Like with other people's audio?
No, with my noise suppression.
Oh, okay. Your
consensus
voice
is rapidly
Whether it's
converging on
outgoing or
hierarchical
ingoing, I
data
don't know.
format version 5 or HDF5 as the
Whatever.
standard
I turn on an
mechanism for
option,
storing large
and then it
quantities
sits
of
there for a
numerical
second, and then
data.
it turns off.
Now, how large are we talking?
And it's
are you
one
connected
According
on
to
your phone?
Collette, it's
I
now
am.
relatively common to deal with data sets hundreds of gigabytes or even terabytes in size. HDF5
Are
itself
you
can
also
scale
on
up
your
to
computer right now?
exabytes. Let's
No.
explore with a concrete
Oh, okay.
example from LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational
It
Wave
would probably work on
Observatory
the computer,
You first import the package
but
H5 and then import the
processing
file
power
using
is at a
H5
premium on my
Python
phone.
file, remembering to use R
What
in order to
phone do you use?
specify read-only.
It's a couple
Printing the
of years
data
old.
type to the shell
It's an Android.
reveals that we are dealing with an H5 Py file.
Yeah, Androids
But
are whack.
What is the structure of this
I
file?
like them.
You can explore its hierarchical
They're
structure
sort of
as you would
Linux-based,
that
and
of a Python
they're not
dictionary
Apple. They're not
using the method
horribly
keys.
locked down.
You see that
Um, You can have a little bit of freedom with what you do on them.
So do you think
that-
as you
people
would
are
access
looking
the
for
Python
that more
dictionary
now or
using the method
less?
keys.
I mean, depends on
You
the
see
person,
that
but in
there
general,
are 3 keys: meta,
Looking for what
quality,
more?
and strain.
more control
Each
on
of
their
these
phone or
is
less
an
control
HDF
on their
group.
phone?
You can think of these groups as
A lot of
directories.
people are
The LIGO
computer
documentation
illiterate.
tells us that meta contains
less.
metadata
So
for the file.
less
Quality
would
contains
probably be the
information about
majority,
data quality. And
unfortunately.
strain contains
Well,
strain
I
data
mean,
from the
the reason I'm
interferometer,
asking
the
this
main measurement
is
performed by
because this is
LIGO.
something I've been
the data
thinking
of
about
interest.
lately also, like where
If you
the
knew what
computer's going
data and
in the
metadata
future.
should be in each group,
Is
you could access
Are
it
laptops
straightforwardly.
going to be
However,
replaced
if not,
by
due to the
mobile
hierarchical
devices?
nature of the file structure,
Or
Yeah,
not,
probably.
it is easy
is
to
the
explore.
question. So that's why I've
For
been
example,
like digging into some
Let's say you
mobile
wanted to
app
find out what
development.
type of metadata there is. You could
I think
easily
like
print
that
I think
seems.
Now you know the
people will
keys.
always want
You
a
can access
computer that
any
can
metadata of interest. If you're interested
be
in
fast
description
and
and
responsive.
detector, all you need to do is
Which
print
the
out
mobile
corresponding
traditionally-
values.
Uh-huh.
You
Well,
see that the
traditionally
data
tablets
in the
haven't
file
been
is strain data time series from
that,
LIGO,
like, you wouldn't
and that the
necessarily say,
detector
"Oh, let's
used was
play
H1.
a
Next, perhaps,
big
you would like to check out the
graphics-intensive
actual
game
data.
on a tablet."
Great idea.
Well,
That's
gamers.
precisely what you're
gamers
going
are
to do
different,
in
right?
the upcoming exercises.
Yeah,
Before
but
you do so,
the
it
gamers
is
are
also
a big
worth
chunk of the
noting
market. You
that the
got to
HDF
admit.
project is
And
But
people
they're-
don't
typically
want
managed by
a
the
slow
HDF
tablet,
group,
do they?
based in Champaign,
What's
Illinois,
going to happen?
once,
and formerly part of the University
Sorry.
of Illinois
once
Urbana,
processing
Champaign.
power
Now
it
it's
gets
time for you to import and
miniaturized
visualize.
enough, and tablets become viable in that way to game on, then that will be a death, a death. What's the word? Not a bell, knell, death knell.
I
Ugh.
don't know what that means.
Yeah, that'll be the end of a lot of desktop stuff.
So here's a few arguments I have. First one, I think in a few generations, maybe even the next generation, the gamers are gonna have their own operating system. So there's gonna be OSs that's specific to gaming. Is how I feel this is gonna turn out in the near future for gamers. And then for productivity users, I think mobile devices, like even right now, the new mobile devices that these big companies are experimenting with, Samsung, and Motorola are two examples. They're making flip phones that are touchscreen and that are good for that are meant for productivity. I think in the future these laptops are going to initially become a fusion between a mobile device and a laptop, which Apple's currently going in the direction of with the ARM chips. And then it seems to me, like, because the argument arose from me trying to think, like, hey, is it worth to learn how to build mobile applications now? To me, it seemed like mobile app market peaked in like maybe 3-4 years ago with like all the, it started off in 2012 with the new iPhones, the new smartphones, and now smartphones are so prevalent, but people it doesn't seem like people use a lot of different applications anymore. They're stuck with like whatever they need. They're not looking to download more applications. But it seems to me that it's clear that everything is going to change within 10 years. Or I guess 10 maybe not, but 20 years. So what's going to be the norm 20 years from now? There hasn't been a major upgrade in laptops in the past, like, probably 30 years or so. So I don't know. I've been curious about it, on what's next and what I should learn more nowadays. Do you see what I mean? Or not really? I haven't really articulated my thoughts too well.
I mean, I've been listening, but I haven't been absorbing.
Yeah, there hasn't been like anything really concrete, but I don't know. I was just wondering what you think the mobile market's gonna be, or the laptop market's gonna be, and if it's worth learning mobile app development and concentrating on that more.
I think app development is a worthwhile thing to learn, yes. And I think so long as people are able to watch pornography on their phones and their devices, people will, in general, be happy.
I like how you were like, some people will watch pornography on their phone and people will, in general, be happy. Very robotic response.
Do you agree?
Well, I don't think I build software that usually makes people that's usually targeted towards people who are just happy by watching pornography.
It would not be a
agree
primary
with you.
concern, of course. However, I think people like to be able to do different things on their phones. They want to be able to watch, YouTube videos. They want to be able to talk to people. They want to be able to browse Facebook and Reddit and whatever else like that. They love having their apps and they like having a pleasant user experience. They like being able to hold their devices comfortably. They like to be able to have them work fast. They want to be able to touch things on their phone and have it just go bang and work. They don't want to have to touch something and have to wait 20 seconds while the thing loads. And, they want to be able to do everything that they would do on a desktop computer on a mobile device that they can hold in there.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
But they
I'm not
want
sure
the they want the UI experience to be intuitive and easy.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but that's it still doesn't justify, or it still doesn't answer the question of whether mobile is gonna keep growing in opposed to desktop or laptop computers or not.
As I said before, I think it would be about the miniaturization of the equivalent processing power.
Yeah, I guess. Should do more research on that. I should.
I mean, with if you have big screen, you wouldn't want a huge big tablet. So you might have at home a huge big screen like you'd have on a desktop, but it would still essentially kind of be like mobile technology.
But think about a reality where you have a laptop the size of your phone, your mobile phone. You carry it in your pocket, and they have these screens available wherever. You have one at work, you have one at home, and they just connect that and do whatever.
Yeah.
That seems possible.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But it seems unnecessary.
I
with,
think that's where we're going.
Cloud computing,
Well, why have devices in your pocket at all when you can just have your account online with something, with some sort of mega corporation like Google?
Well, you still need to have a device, though, either at home or in your pocket.
Yeah, sure. But what if their devices are ubiquitous everywhere, right? What if there are just so many devices everywhere, you don't need to carry one around yourself anymore? You can just walk up to a screen and it scans your RFID chip that they've got implanted in your neck, right next to the explosive, remotely triggered explosive. And then you say, "Hey, just walk up," and the screen turns on. It's your account. It's your phone. You're automatically logged in.
Well, I don't see what problem that solves, though. Just carrying around stuff, carrying around hardware.
You're probably right in that we won't get rid of mobile devices that we carry around ourselves anytime too soon.
It's an interesting point, though. Like, that definitely seems some sort of sci-fi thing, but what problem would it solve? I don't know.
Well, what is sci-fi other than science that we just haven't managed to reach?
I guess unrealistic as time travel. That's sci-fi.
Meh.
It's impossible. So
Well, we would have considered spaceflight impossible, a few hundred years ago, right? So,
well, but no, that's not true. We wouldn't have it. Just a typical person would have, but science never said, or I guess not never, but just the knowledge, the science and knowledge in early 1990s probably never said space travel is impossible. The general public might think it's impossible, but they didn't have much access to
space travel
to
impossible
resources.
in the 1990s.
What's that?
When we went to the moon, right?
When was that? 1960?
1969, I think. Yes.
I meant to say early 1900s, not early 1990s.
I mean,
remember
Jules
Leonard-
Verne had a few clever ideas, I reckon. Although
What's
he
that?
had hot air balloons. Jules Verne, he had a few ideas.
Well, I mean, one of them seemed impossible, but the only reason it seemed impossible was how is the technology going to improve so fast that we're going to go up to the space? Time travel is theoretically impossible.
I didn't mean time travel specific.
I was talking about time travel. So sci-fi is not only science we haven't discovered yet.
Okay, not all of it. Okay, yes, you're quite right. I
Science
was
that's
speaking
deemed
loosely.
impossible.
I was speaking loosely.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to poke holes. I was just... My bad, I didn't get that.
Yeah, it's fun.
With the pandemic, I've been spending way less time socially around people. I feel like I tend to, drift towards
Lose social skills.
Yeah, definitely.
It happens.
Definitely. Do you live alone?
I don't.
You don't? You have family?
Yes.
That's cool. You married?
No.
No. You have kids?
No.
You have a girlfriend?
No. And not likely to.
And not a boyfriend also?
No.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Discussing shit. Not really
Literal shit.
anything of importance. Well, plenty of stuff of importance, but nothing, whatever.
Substantial.
Yeah, nothing substantial. We're just shooting the shit as it.
And what are you doing?
I am working every day. I'm a full-time developer.
And you're not in the US, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm not in US.
Are you in Netherlands?
No,
Norway?
no, but not so far.
Luxembourg?
No, it is Russia.
Russia?
Yeah.
Pretty far.
Yeah.
I'm guessing West Russia.
East Europe part of Russia.
Okay, so
So
not.
that's West Russia.
It's not so far from Moscow. Moscow is in East Europe region and
Did I
in West Russia.
Because I've heard Swedish speakers talk, and I thought when I was first listening to you that your accent sounded Swedish. So that's why I said, West Russia.
It is very cool for me.
Здрасте.
Привет.
How'd I show?
Was that a yawn or a baby?
Both.
Okay.
So what kind of work do you do, QRD?
I am a desktop application developer. I
Desktop
use
application developer.
I develop the desktop applications with C# and C++ language.
C#, huh?
What? What's Ferrari?
I think C# is one of the best language for desktop development.
Surely, I don't have much experience with it, but it's widely used in Microsoft, right? Just a company, Microsoft product.
Yeah, it is Microsoft product, but from 2016 it is cross-platform language.
Because they made it open source.
Yeah, they made it open source and they released a .NET Core, which is a cross-platform framework. And also cross-platform runtime.
Did you say cores or did you say cross-platform?
Framework called ASP.NET Core. And
Core, yes.
Okay, and exists ASP.NET Framework, which is not cross-platform, which is for Windows, and ASP.NET Core, which is more modern, and cross-platform framework.
I see. Yes, your accent isn't Russian at all.
Maybe.
It's more Eastern European.
Really, I want to talk like a native English speaker, but my accent is not so.
I mean, Russia is part of Europe. It's Europe is the continent, not the group of countries, not the EU.
Yeah, it is not a European Union, definitely.
Wait,
but...
so would you call Russian people European then, or no?
Yeah, Russian people is European because Europe is and in Ural Mountains, which is part of Russia.
What about Turkish people? Would you call part of them European?
I call Turkish is Middle East.
China is European. In that sense, because it's the continent. Or maybe, depends on whether it's like the plate, the geological plate. Maybe it's on a separate plate, and maybe that's what Europe is sort of.
Well, part of Turkey is in Europe. Part of Turkey is in Europe.
Yeah, definitely part of Turkish, which is after
Istanbul.
After Constantinople. Yeah, Istanbul.
Constantinople, that's not a thing.
Yeah, it is not a real name, but it is, how I can say, historical name. But I remember only this, but I know that it is Istanbul. Yeah, Istanbul is a very good place. It is a very good place. It has their, how I can say, the marriage of two.
The what?
I forgot this word. Two water pool. I can say it. Средиземное and Черное.
I have no idea what you just said, man.
It is just a geography.
Istanbul?
Yeah.
Like historically, or because currently you also like it currently?
Currently. Yeah.
I'm from Istanbul. That's why I was wondering what you're saying.
Cool. But I think Turkey is a good country because of Ataturk, has changed his country to democratic country.
Secular.
But I see now
which is
that
short for
Erdogan
Matrix Laboratory.
is changing this perfect country, this good country.
Let's finish this.
Is a numerical computing environment that is an industry standard in the disciplines of engineering and science. This is in part due to its powerful linear algebra and matrix capabilities, in part to its proprietary nature, and in part to how difficult the academic world finds it to shake off old habits. Regardless of the reasons for its widespread use, the fact of the matter is that a lot of people use MATLAB and save their data as .mat files, the file format native to MATLAB. Now, how can you import these into Python? Luckily for us Python aficionados, the standard library SciPy has functions loadmat and savemat, which allow us to read and write .mat files respectively. What exactly is in a .mat file, you may ask? To answer this, let's look at the MATLAB IDE. In particular, check out the MATLAB workspace, where all your variables are stored. This workspace can contain strings, floats, vectors, and arrays, among many other objects. A .mat file is simply a collection of such objects. Now, this means when importing a .mat file in Python, we should expect to see a number of different variables and objects. In this code, I first import scipy.io and then load the file workspace.mat. Checking out what type of object results tells me that it's a dictionary. How this dictionary relates to a MATLAB workspace is straightforward. The keys of the Python dictionary are the MATLAB variable names, and the values of the Python dictionary are the objects that are assigned to the variables. In the above example, MATX is a NumPy array corresponding to the MATLAB array X in your MATLAB workspace. It's that easy. Now it's your turn to import a MATLAB workspace and check out what it contains. Happy exploring. You've already mastered the art of importing all type.
Super cost like $1,500.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you don't game at all?
I game some, but not like. I'm more in this part where I'm making games, making shit.
Do you work for a certain company or do you work for yourself?
I work for Fang.
Nice. As a lead data scientist or something?
No, software engineer.
Are you in the Bay Area?
Seattle.
Seattle. Seattle's nice, man, but the weather's been shitty, huh?
What? The
The
riot?
weather, the air quality has been shitty in Seattle, but it's a really nice place. I like it a
Much
lot.
better than Cali.
Much better than Cali?
Yeah. You actually have trees out here, and you don't have homeless. You don't have, or as much homeless.
Oh, in terms of air quality, like, that doesn't matter. Like,
It's
I
just,
guess trees do.
yeah, more trees. The city's a bit more, I guess. I don't know. There's something with California cities. Just
No, I was just talking about lately, like the last month, the air quality's been horrible. That's just what I was referring to.
it's just from California fires.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
not.
guess.
That's not us.
Isn't there any fires going on in Utah or something?
I don't remember. Maybe I think I heard something about it.
Anyways. Yeah, all my Fortnite buddies live in Seattle. Many of them work for Microsoft also as software engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should join the Fortnite wave, man. You should play 2K with 400 FPS.
Nah, it's not a game I care about.
Yeah. You also have to put in a lot of time into that game. The learning curve is very steep. But it's a lot of fun.
I don't know. I used to play competitive gaming professionally, and I'm over it. So
What did you play? Call of Duty?
played CS:GO, StarCraft 2, and Gears of War.
And were you assigned to a team?
Yeah,
Assigned to
went to
yeah.
MLG tournaments.
Oh, nice. That's sick.
But I don't really care anymore.
How old are you?
My 30s.
30s? Oh. Yeah, I figured. Many of the younger fellows right now are really into gaming and becoming gaming professional gamers and stuff. It's also way harder now than it used to be, right? Way more competition.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
With Twitch and all that, like, going crazy.
It's probably better to be a Twitch streamer than it is to be a competitive gamer at this point.
I mean,
You'll make-
financially, sure. Twitch
Yeah.
streamers are just like YouTubers, you know?
Yeah, doing YouTube, Twitch, and yeah,
There's
it's good
definitely
money.
way more money there.
Hmm?
There's definitely way more money there.
Yeah, it's more money there. I just the problem is like as a competitive gamer, you're stuck to the game, and the game either lives or dies, and you die with it. All your effort basically just gets swiped away based on popularity.
for
and
that
balance that.
specific game. But you can still build a brand name by gaming and like play any game and be still
Well, that's if you
relevant.
stream it though. You have to Twitch stream it. But at
Yeah,
that
you
point,
have to stream it
you're
for
not
sure.
competitively gaming anymore.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it's a double-edged sword. So it's
And
not very.
streaming isn't just playing the game. There's more going on in there. You have to be entertaining and shit, I think.
Yeah, I noticed you have to put on a face.
You have to put on a face. You have to. Yeah.
You become a different person, I think.
Well, like anything in life. So were you also a coder during the time, or is that something you've acquired afterwards?
A coder on my spare time.
Like
What?
during you were a competitive gamer, were you also a coder, or did you acquire that afterwards
So I was during my high school and a little bit in my college.
for
I don't
gaming?
know. I
I
wasted
see.
a lot of time on gaming.
I
Wish
see.
I could take those back.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Fucking probably wasted 10 years of my life playing games, to be honest. Just sitting on a chair playing fucking done with.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's how extreme it is.
What is that, like 10 hours every day for like 5 years, 10 years?
Could be, yeah. I mean, shit, I don't know at this point. Just a
Damn.
lot, dude.
I have 24 days of playing Fortnite. And I guess it's the second game I've played the most
Not
after,
even
like
close.
Pokemon was one I played probably the
Not
most.
even close to the hours I've used to play on.
Yeah, I had a friend who has like 80 hours of Fortnite in 2 years, 2.5 years, with 80 days. Sorry, not hours. 80 days, which corresponds to like fucking 30 days a year,
I
just
think
playing Fortnite.
I've had something like the game I played the most would probably be Gears of War. Probably have something like
200 days or something.
I'm thinking about hours, like 3,000 plus hours on that thing.
That's a lot of hours.
What is that? Two years of 3,000. How many days? 125. Yes, I don't know. Guess somewhere around there. Then I have like 1,000 or two for CS:GO, another 1,000 or two, probably 2 or 3 for StarCraft, and then
Holy shit, man.
a bunch of
That's a
other
lot.
fucking games, dude. It's just not healthy.
But dude, in terms of gaming, you've I mean, almost like hit the 10,000 hour limit, as Malcolm Gladwell was saying. That's when you like absolutely become the best. You
Well,
absolutely know
you pick
everything
up
there is to know about gaming in general.
well, you pick up things on like what you pick up intuition on what looks to be imbalance versus balance. You pick up things like how to min and max.
So in 10,000 hours, you perfect that skill, is what it is, I think.
Yeah, you can look at a game and you can like see,
What he says.
okay, this shit's broken and that shit is shit. Or
Yeah, no, you
you know what I
like,
mean? I don't know how to say it.
yeah, you definitely get
So
a
you could
way
look
easier grasp of it.
look
Of
at
any.
game design a different way because you played so many different games and you know like this way of representing something is terrible compared to another better there's a better way to do it.
I see.
I don't know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.
Night.
Bruh.